So right here is a film portrait. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
This is a film portrait from the film Easy Virtue that came out in 2008. And who's in it? Colin Firth and Biel star in it. And this movie, I thought was really good, but I most enjoyed the music about it. And what's his name? Marius Vries. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he did the music for this film. In particular, the track Tango, which you see at the end of the film. And this stuck with me really strongly because it was just so densely populated in melody, and melody is a big thing in my life. And I said, I'm going to do some ear training on this song because you can't get tabs for film scores like that, you know, and quite frankly, I don't want them because, you know, any musician who's a real musician can do it by ear. So I did it by ear, and it took me, I'd say, about a month to get it all right. It was really dense, and my goal was to make it more simple and more straightforward and to have much less instruments, because the one in the movie has, like, I'd say minimum 20 different instruments going on, and it's kind of a detriment to it if you ask me, because there's a lot of great parts in it that you can't hear, that it will pass the average listener's ear. So for me, I wanted to make it much more straightforward and to grab the meat and potatoes of the song and just give it guitar, bass and tambourine, and that worked out really well. So that is Tango, and I took that from the film Easy Virtue, and this is the film, one of the film posters from when the film came out, and I liked this one the most because it was just the most distinct and, you know, eye-catching. And what I said was I'd take the actors out of it, and then I'd put everyone who was involved in the project in it instead. So I'll take you through that right now. So this guy right here, and the names are above him too, this is Kirsten, and he is the illustrator. He did all this for me. So I just gave him the poster and he ran with it, and I gave him all the photos of everyone and he put them in, and they look eerily similar. So I said, thank you so much, you did such a good job, I'm so happy with this. And then over here we have Bob. Bob is the mix engineer, and you might know Bob from working with the band Extreme. He mixed a lot of their albums and he's very closely related to them. So that's Bob, and that's me right there. And then Caroline is my first cousin, and I needed that spot filled up, so I said, can I just make you the director of the movie? So I have her name down there as the director. So that's Caroline there. And then Hugo here is the drummer. So I said I'd pop it in there, and I got the two guys there with the suits. And I got a kind of like a mix of modern and old, you know, because the movie is from the 1920s, it's set in the 20s. And as you can see, there's actually a watch, a modern day watch here, even though he's meant to be from back in the day, but I thought that was really cool. So we've got a mix of modern and old, and I just think this turned out really well. The first time I seen it with colour, I was actually stunned. I just thought it turned out so well. And yeah, it's a portrait. And faces are actually, I learned recently, faces are really hard to draw. And I'll tell you why. I'm just going to put this down for a moment. Okay, I was doing a silhouette sketch of Ben Barnes. So this is actually taken from a photo by, shout out to Laura Lynn, who took this photo back in January this year from the Where the Light Gets In tour. And this photo just stood out to me. I said, I just took a notion, I was like, I'm going to sketch this for the crack, I'm just going to do this. And so I did this here. And then when I went to do the face, I said, okay, this is going to be fun. And long story short, even if you trace the face of someone that you're doing a sketch of, it's actually, like, you need prior knowledge and experience in doing that to make it work. So that's why I made that a silhouette. I have other sketches here of how I worked on my face, but I'm not going to show that because it looked so bad. But anyway, once again, just to bring it back full circle, that Kirsten really captured everyone's nuances and features here, and I've got so much respect for that. And Kirsten, if you're watching, thank you so much. This turned out badass. So that's the portrait for the songs. And one other thing, so that was the Tango I was talking about there. I also did a cover of the track Mad About the Boy, which features in the film. And that was another thing where I was like, I'm just gonna do some more training. And I ended up liking the progress that I did in that song. So what I did was I took the Tango and Mad About the Boy and I made a medley out of them. And I love that medley. I think it turned out really good. But then when I went to release it, long story short, the distributor wouldn't allow medleys to be released in the one track, so to speak. So I had to send it back to Bob, the mix engineer, and he chopped them up for me. So they're 2 songs now. So if you're watching this now, it's out on all platforms, but it's 2 separate songs, so that's that. But I'll probably work on getting that medley out somehow, because I've seen other artists put out medleys and there's obviously a way to go about it, so I'll make that work. But anyway, that is the Tango and Mad About the Boy from a really good film, and that's it.